They say that necessity is the mother of all invention. And I would say that you'll be the best person if you're using the negativity surrounding you as a catalyst to succeed. Welcome to Zoom In, and that is going to be the major topic. We are going to talk about the skills that you have developed during this COVID-19. From March around 13 in Kenya, things turned. People lost their jobs, others had to work from home, and unfortunately, some have lost their relatives. Today, we are going to talk about the new skills acquired during this COVID-19 time. And to help us discuss that, we have Ruth Atinda, who is a dentist, and she is going to tell us the new skill that she has learned. Again, we also have a lovely couple, Collins and Shifra Musumba. They're also going to tell us about something new they learned. Welcome again to the show, and we hope you're going to enjoy. Karibuni sana Ruth and the couple, Collins and Shifra, to the show. Zoom in.
Thank you.
Let me start with Ruth. Ruth, tell us what you do before, or rather what you do. What is your profession?
Hi everyone, my name is Ruth Atinda. I am a dentist by profession, and I practice clinical dentistry.
Dentist by profession, clinical dentistry. I don't know whether, okay, I'll come back to that later on, because we have clinical and research. I don't know whether there is research dentistry. Collins and Shifra, karibuni to the show. Tell us what you two do.
I am a music trainer.
Yes, and I am a midwife.
Okay. I thought when Colin said he's the music trainer, and then you'll be, I'm the music trainee. Anyway.
She also trains, but professionally she's a midwife.
Okay. And she's holding a baby. Anything to do with the midwifery and the baby?
Yeah, long stories.
But this is not a client, this is a baby.
Of course, they say in Swahili, mganga jigangui. They say in Swahili, mganga hajigangui. Now, tell us briefly, Collins and Shifra, about your music school.
Our music school is called Diamond Music Academy, and it's situated in Nakuru, Section 58 Center. We started in 2016, and we've been training young musicians, budding musicians, and even the advanced musicians on how to read, internalize, and play music.
So you guys are a studio or a school, and help us to understand more.
We have a studio section. We have the section where we train how to play. Anything concerning music, this is the place for the solution.
In short, we have a school and a studio, yes.
A school and a studio. And now that the schools were closed because of COVID, was your school closed? Because if it wasn't, then you were flaunting the rules.
About, was it 15th of March? It was quite a sad day for us when we received the announcement that we have to close down. And for a moment, we thought probably it would be something for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
and we'll be back and rolling. But it took the longest time possible.
Ruth, of course you didn't have a school. Tell us what you were doing before the announcement in March.
So before the announcement in March, I was practicing dentistry, yeah? But then I was a local dentist. So a local dentist is someone who normally works on freelance. We would call it freelance because you're not necessarily affiliated to one place. So I was working in many different places during that time. So when COVID happened, I stopped working because the guidelines then showed that it was very risky to practice dentistry because of the kind of procedures that we have. And so I stopped working. And that meant that in that season, there was no income. And yeah, that's pretty much what I was doing before COVID happened.
Now that you are still on the screen, maybe you could tell us now, how long did you now, if you acquired a new skill, or rather you had a skill that you're not practicing, but now after COVID happened, something also happened. Yes.
Okay, so as I mentioned, we went home, and when I was in the house, I started making a lot of food. So I started making a lot of food. And around that time, I was asking God, what do I do with myself? Especially because it looked like it was going to be a very long thing, and I needed another source of income. So I talked to a few of my friends, and they encouraged me to do baking. And so I started something called NutriBakes. And NutriBakes is I started an online bakery called NutriBakes. So NutriBakes is was basically just started during Corona to make vegan cupcakes, and it started just, I guess, like 2 days before Mother's Day. I just woke up in January. I had a brilliant idea of, making cupcakes for Mother's Day for people, and just that's how we just started. So right now I'm doing both dentistry and
Nutri Bakes. You are just in line because you are doing something that is alongside, that is related to dentistry, because you have to chew with your teeth. You are just on point, my sister. Don't worry. Collins and Shifra, your school was closed. So what happened?
At that time, I was expectant.
Mm-hmm.
And
Very expectant.
Actually. and my husband was wondering, what are we going to do? We do not have money coming in, and you're expectant. We expect a child to come, and it was upside down for us. But God showed us a way somehow. We started up. We had a YouTube channel before that was not that active, and then we now had to come to make it active because we had all the time, aside the school taking up our time. This time we had all the time in the world. We had to wake up, cook, eat, sleep, and it became boring in week one. So we decided, let us give it our best and make our YouTube channel grow. And an idea came up of the Collins singing challenge that most of us have appreciated too, most likely. Yeah, that is how it came about.
Collins, this singing challenge, why did I get to know about it? I'm learning about it right now, and I can sing.
You might be in another part of the world, or
which line are you? You said our friend is in the line of dentistry, bakery, dentistry. Which line did you choose to take?
I sing with my teeth, so I've involved both of you.
So Collins, the baby was coming. The school is closed, and you're not sure when, because as you've said earlier, you thought this is going to be 1 week or 2 weeks. Time is passing, and now you have to come up with something. Why did you think about that? I mean, what inspired you to come up with a YouTube channel so that you could work on it fully?
as she has mentioned, the YouTube channel had always been there, but it was passive. It was not something we were thinking of maybe doing something for the public. It was just a way of maybe putting out our songs, one or two, so that we can be able to remind ourselves after some years. So I have a friend called Timothy. He also sings, and I watched his video online. He was singing and playing the instrumental from a laptop, and the audio was a bit not very nice. And I said, if we have been recording in the studio, the way we normally record is you can record through the microphone and use your earphones, and then something nice comes out. Is there a way we can be able to do it virtually? So I asked the guy to record using his phone, and we were able to do the mixing from here, and it came out nicely. And I thought, wow, this can be nice. Why can't we use this moment to bring back hope to people through music, using all other musicians who are out there who we know right now must be devastated. Some are just in the house, you know. And that's how the idea of starting the Collins Singing Challenge came about.
You see, our viewer, this is why I began by saying using the negativity surrounding you as a catalyst to succeed, getting an opportunity and working towards productivity. Back to you, Ruth. There are so many ideas out there. There are several things that you could do, DIY and everything else. Why did you decide to do cupcakes, and in this case, vegan cakes? I mean, what was your inspiration?
Okay. I don't know. It was just what I like to do. That was the inspiration. Because I looked at my house, I looked at the opportunities then, because if you, all of you guys remember, we were in the house. And so even if you had opportunities that needed you to be outside the house, you know, that would have been difficult. So I was in the house and I was baking. So I decided to just monetize the baking. And then also, I just didn't mention that when I was in school and back in campus, I had started this same bakery business. I must have been in second year, but then I was able to do school and baking. And so for me, it was easy to just go back to what I knew. Yeah, I would say that was the reason why I actually went to baking, what I had in my hands at the time.
Okay. What is coming out clearly that inspiration can come from a positive side or a negative side. In this case, Ruth did what she liked best. Collins and Shifra went back, saw something that was done wrongly, and came up with a better, or rather a solution to do that. So are you guys saying that there are opportunities out there that have not been explored? Collins? Yes.
Definitely, there are many, many opportunities outside there which have not been taken up.
Mm-hmm. So what do we need to do? Or do we need to go sit back and start searching in our minds what to do? Because you guys have done something or things that are closer to what you have done, or maybe something that you used to do before, like Ruth used to bake before. Now you guys identified something. People out there are no jobs. People are saying that the economy is going down because there are no jobs. What would you say about that?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Should I go first? All right. I think there are very many opportunities that we just have to dig in and find out. Recently, aside the singing challenge and the music that we've been doing, I discovered I can bake as well. Just like she can bake, I also decided, why can't I try out? And I went through the YouTube videos, the ones they post, and I got to realize actually baking is doable. I had never baked in my life.
Apart from ugali.
So apart from ugali and matoke, if matoke is bakeable, yes. But apart from the ugali that I have baked before, I realized I can be able to bake. So there are opportunities there and the resources are there, enough resources to help us get to the step that we probably think we are not able to get to in terms of time and all that.
Mm-hmm. Now, still on your YouTube channel, tell us more about this YouTube channel, because have you monetized it? Have you how because now you have a lot of time to work on it. What have you done differently on this YouTube channel, and is it generating any income, Collins?
So far as we stand right now, we have not yet started getting ads on our channel, but I can tell you, as a matter of fact, it has been a blessing to us. As from March up to last month, we had not been working, but as they say, it pays to serve the Lord. And surely our house has not been in a place where we want, where we are lacking. The Lord has been faithful. So we have not necessarily generated money from the YouTube channel, but through our music ministry out there, I believe that's how the blessings have come our way. We have gained some new skills like video editing, and we've gotten some few jobs here and there. We've gotten some people who would want us to make for them instrumental tracks, posters, and most of these things skills that were either sharpened or learned during this period. Most especially when it comes to anything to do with video, we were completely, how do we say that? We were completely green. Or I don't know if it's blue in this. Yeah.
And now that you've talked about the video editing, on the side, I've also learned about video editing. Maybe if you have more than enough work, we can share. I won't charge you so much because you're not my friend. Ruth, back to you. Tell us, umetengeneza pesa with your baking skills?
Well, yes. Initially, I made good money, I would say. So the orders were mainly initially. But then as the days go by and we get back to normal, it's been a bit difficult for me to do both, though I'm now setting out structures. So yes, I made money initially. Right now, it's still a learning curve as far as money is concerned. Yeah.
Okay. Now you see, they say that we actually online, but as the common phrase in Kenya says, kwa ground vitu ni different, right? Share with us your challenges, because you didn't just wake up and say, today I'm going to bake, and poop, you are baking and selling. You didn't just say, we are going to come up with a YouTube channel, did you say Collins challenge, singing challenge? Yes, you didn't just, it never just happened like that. There had to be a process, there had to be some things, you had to learn the challenges. Share with us all the challenges, including working from home. I see the baby is awake. Let's start with Shifra. Tell us the challenges.
For us, working from home has not really been an issue, because our school is in the same compound as our residential place. So working from home is something we have been used to. But of course, when it comes to this YouTube series that we dubbed the Collins Singing Challenge, given the fact that it was our first time doing it, there were quite a number of challenges. On my end, since I was the one doing the production, the editing and stuff, I tried looking for something similar on YouTube and all these other platforms where we learn from, and I could not find something exactly as I had envisioned. So most of these things I had to learn from my own mistakes, and improve day by day. So in terms of skill, improving that skill was an issue. And number two, given the fact that it was involving many other people, getting to these other people and making them believe in what you're doing, one, and two, them being able to
hit
the timelines was a challenge, which is still a challenge up to now. Actually, one of your friends is a culprit, but I'll not mention in terms of timeline. But
we already know the culprit. And I can confirm that the culprit is smiling where he or she is sitting. Go ahead.
And on my end, my wife is a lady, but I think it is just the Spirit of the Lord which touched her. And she had to become the host of this show. In fact, the very first time, we didn't want at all to be on camera. We would just put up the song and that was it. But now slowly she started coming up and she has been the sensation of the show.
It was very hard for me to step out and, start speaking on camera. Camera was not my thing at all. But I had to. And I think it has really improved me, or the other part of me. Yes.
Trust me, cameras are not anyone's thing. It's a struggle, even to us. The viewer here can confirm that cameras are not our thing. Ruth, your video is muted. Okay, as you're sorting that out, you haven't mentioned any challenge about, this started when you were expectant and now you have the baby. Please share with us briefly about that, if you don't mind.
When I was very expectant and my pregnancy, thank the Lord, didn't have a lot of challenges, at least for the biggest part of it. Yeah, the first 3 months were really hectic and good enough they weren't part of what Corona was then. I think Corona found me in my 4th month. And the challenge was I had to forego sleep sometimes so as to be able to hit the timelines and plan on the things, on how we'll get these episodes run. So it was quite tricky for me because you have a husband that is working tirelessly and you do not want to look like you're the other I don't care person.
You're pulling the other side.
Yes, so you have to step out and come in to help, show the support, be supportive. Yeah, so I had to forgo all this sleep that comes with pregnancy. Those that have been there know and can tell. Yeah, I'd have to literally forgo and sometimes stay awake, I think, all night, especially when we were almost to our virtual concerts. Yeah, so, and the time now my baby comes in is the time that we get to season 2. I think this was season 2, the first episode.
The first episode.
Yes, the first episode. The baby comes in. We had gone on Wednesday. We usually went to shoot on Wednesday, then the series were broadcast on Fridays. So on this particular Wednesday, I go like normal. We always went. I was feeling okay, very okay. And then when we come back in the night, in the middle of the night, that is when now, wow, the baby is here and he's not staying inside anymore. He has to come out. So I had to lay back because now it is me and the baby, and he had to take up from there.
So how was it, Collins, now that you're a helper, that God himself saw that his meat for you is now not able, now you have to do the double shift?
I tried one episode and it was slightly tricky, because that time, apart from being the editor, I'm also the one doing everything in the kitchen, trying to remind myself of some few things here and there. So I carried on for an episode, and then we paused slightly. One of the other challenges we faced just recently, our YouTube channel was hacked, but we thank God after a week, about 2 days ago, we got back access to our channel.
I wanted to mention that the fact that you had a smooth transition from the pregnancy to the baby being born, for those who don't believe in God, they say that is the Africanacity. But to us, we say it is by grace and by grace alone.
Indeed.
Yeah, and of course, my brother Collins, during the time that you are editing, you're doing two editings. You're editing in the kitchen and you're editing in the studio. You're editing food, make it look better. And I hope it was better. Ruth, welcome back. I see you are on the move. I hope you can hear us.
I can hear you.
Yeah, please talk to us about the challenges. We're almost done, and then maybe continue with your safari. Tell us about the challenges you experienced.
So I think the first challenge would be fear. I struggled with fear initially because I felt like I was putting myself in the public. And the second, I felt that, it's not my area of expertise. And so I struggled a lot initially, but then I had such a good support system rather. And the next challenge actually was now when I went back to work, trying to do both, because sometimes I would be at work and then people are calling me for order, find a way. So that was a challenge. So God has slowly been teaching me how to create systems where someone can help. I think those are the ones I would say that were top on the list. And then also just the business. Every business is not easy. It's like a baby, just trying to take care of it so that it makes sense. And even I think there's this other bit where you're trying to make sense out of everything that you do, including the business. So I would say that it's just good to take a day at a time.
Yeah, talk to us about patience. Did your cakes ever backfire?
Oh yes, they did. Especially initially, before I found out what I needed to do. I remember one night actually, I stayed in bed trying to figure out what I can do different. Because I wasn't getting the taste that I wanted, and I read, and then the next morning I woke up and somehow I had figured out what I needed to do. So it's really been a learning curve. Even now I still learn a few things here and there. Yeah.
And have your customer disappointed by your services?
Well, I think for the most part I've had good feedback. I thank God for that. But of course there are people who would not like the amount of sugar, or they would prefer that it had less baking powder. You know how people are. So I've been trying to find a way of sifting objectively what I can take and what is not in line with the product. Especially because I mentioned it's a vegan product. I'm trying as much to have. Yeah.
Okay. I would want to make an order. How do I go about it? This is serious. This is now serious. I want to make an order. You can. Did you respond? I didn't get you. Sorry?
Yes. Go ahead. You make the order, or we can actually talk in the chat option.
Okay, we can talk on the side.
Can talk on the side.
Okay. Over to we are almost done. Now I just want us now to share our a word of encouragement to someone out there, because now you guys seem like Memek, you've made it. So let me go back to the couple as our friend goes through the jam. What word of encouragement would you give to someone out there who is practicing or trying to develop something new, or just trying to, add value to what they're doing so that it can be in line with the restrictions and everything that goes with this COVID-19? Collins.
What I would say, I've come to learn that you can come up with an idea from completely zero. It's a matter of seeing where there is a problem and you can create a solution. And I've always said to my friends that whatever God has given you in your hands to do, if you give it your best, He will bless it completely. And the results will just be something that will blow up your mind.
Sure. So should I go? Should I contact Mr. Google for skills and that kind of line? What would you advise?
That's one way, and then there are those people who will just see an opportunity, and then that's when they will go to Google and look at how can I be able to do this. There are those two ways. You have the idea, you don't know how to do it, and find out how you can do it, and do it in a unique way. Of course, people are doing, there's nothing new under the sun, the Bible tells us, but you can make what you're doing unique, stand out from the rest.
Shifra?
Well, a word of encouragement to those people that are trying out things is, you are the only positive energy that is out there, so do it as though you were the only one out there trying it out, because some of the times we get discouraged and feel like I'm doing what other people have done, or I am doing what the other person the next door is doing. If you've just learned how to bake mandazi and you feel there is stiff competition, go ahead. You are the only energy that is out there. So step out, put God first, and obviously, definitely He will come through for you, because I have witnessed that God comes through for us every time we call upon Him. So that little idea that you have and you're trying to grow, nurture it, give it to God. Each time you kneel down to pray, you will see a difference.
Okay, I think we've lost Ruth. She was on the road, but we understand. Maybe one more thing to. You have mentioned something that I see my immediate neighbor is doing something. Should I copy that and add value? Isn't that encouraging lack of creativity? My neighbor is doing. My neighbor is doing, like you said, mandazi. Just next by the road, and then I also go on the other side of the road. I also do mandazis. After all, they'll never taste the same, even if we are given the same ingredients.
Well, every time we try out these ideas borrowed from people, we realize that we are competing for almost the same customers, and definitely we will find kuna mwenye atakuja hapo and they want to take mandazi, but they also ask you where they can get cookies. So those are opportunities that would come, or those are ideas that would come to your mind because you used the idea of a different person to build up your own business, or to start up your own source of income. So those ideas wouldn't have come to your mind if you had not gone out in the first place. So if you have a starting place of ninazaanza na mandazi, and if you are a person that is creative, you will find yourself going on to making buns, making queen cakes, making cookies, and you will go. Definitely you'll find yourself making Rolex. I've not seen Rolex in Kenya, by the way, apart from the ones in the supermarket. Those on the road, I've not seen them. I've not seen people making them. So those are things that I think come up as challenges in our businesses as we step out there to look for customers. You will find that you are struggling for the same customers, and yet if you just add in a little thing to what you have already started, it becomes far much better. That is when you hear people making up their own bakeries and all that. Yeah.
You've talked about Rolex, and I just remembered I don't want to say the number of the rolls I did. Anyway, your parting shot, Collins. Your parting shot.
Yes. My last word would be put God first, and above all, in anything that you do, make sure that it brings glory back to His name. Because when God is lifted, of course, blessings will come your way.
Amen. Shifra, parting shot, and as you do that, please tell us the name of the baby, if you don't mind.
The baby is called Jewel. His face is that one. Sometimes it's stone, but he can smile.
I know where the face is coming from.
Propaganda strategy.
Okay, your parting shot. Yes.
My parting shot is you are a light to the world. So step out and shine with all those ideas that you have in your mind. Lift them to God in prayer and step out and shine. Because it is you that is the light, and it is you that is the salt to the world. And then another parting is, please subscribe to our channel, The Collins.
It's very important. Ruth?
Yes.
Yes, karibu sana. We were just doing our parting shot, but I would want you to give us a word of encouragement and then your parting shot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for this network.
No, it's okay.
But then I just wanted to say that the first thing I have learned is to have a relationship with Jesus. It makes a difference. Because then He's able to guide you on what things you should do. Even on small things like which opportunity should I take next? Because He knows the beginning and the end. So that would be my first word of encouragement. And that we should not be anxious about anything. But with everything, present unto Jesus as a prayer request. And He gives us peace. And apart from giving us peace, He actually directs our paths. Because also that's what Proverbs says, is that when we acknowledge Him in all our ways, He will direct our paths. So my word of encouragement is we shouldn't be worried, we shouldn't be anxious. Just have a relationship with Jesus. Ask Him, what should I do next? I think that's what I would say for now.
Okay. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for your time. It has been a blessing and a learning experience just talking to you guys that you can actually move out of your line and do something else. Well, there you have it, viewer. I would water it down, but I just want to give you a verse. Matthew 6:33 simply says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these other things shall be added unto you." Come on, step out, arise and shine, because your light has come. A light for the gospel, and even a light for you to get something for your livelihood. Let's meet again for another exciting episode of Zoom In. On behalf of this team, we just want to say thank you so much and God bless you. Remember to keep safe. Until we meet next time, bye.